Soul searching.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Alphino's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Kryl! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Kryl. We would welcome your insight.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
Yeah.
That particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault, but I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone. A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh? Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me. All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep. Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes? If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
I don't know what that means. Souls no longer there, but they're alive. I didn't know that. This must have appeared post Heaven Sword. I didn't realize this dude, or dudess, was a card player. Would you care to indulge me in a game using these charming cards I found amidst the undergrowth? Plus roulette. That could be dangerous. What card was that? It's like a blue alien baby child. But I'll leave that alone for now. It's cool we got a new card. I'd heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. Still, I'd happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems. Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
And Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
I love Matoya. She's great.
I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
What is it? Did you find them?
This doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryl, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods!
The hell is going
Their
on?
bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking. Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way. That was Lise. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them. I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Oh,
Hey, the broom.
Not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. I fear something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
That was the woman who named Y'shtola. I had the distinct feeling of it being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having the nonsense shaken out of me. But when Alphino is back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tales she has of grandfather. Almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? Lise would have said, unless... there's no point speculating. Lise said she notified the guards of our coming, so we should head straight to the palace gate in the Alamigan Quarter. I'll be praying for good news. Learn what you can about Alphino's plight, and leave the search of our friends' lost souls to me. Alright, we're off. Greetings, Scions. The commander told me to expect you. Shall I show you in?
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino,
I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This Shadow Hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hier know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Untold sorrow must be changed.
Fucking hate these migraines, man.
Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
So, Alphino is safe, for the present at least. Now all we need to worry about is the full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lise tasked us with visiting Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place to place than sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. Who are you people? Oh, yeah, almost everyone's here, eh? Nice. What's going on, Wolf Boy? Sweet. So this is their own little alliance. Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. Kojin and the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us cooperation of the steppe tribes. We have also been joined by our neighbors from Nagxia and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca, though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official induction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. I'm glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Thank you for bringing me news of Alphino. His fate is never far away from my thoughts, and not only because he's our emissary. As for the sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops in the western provinces. Seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. And I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. The all-important Allagan energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. Thought to call it something more auspicious. Name drawn from our four lords of legend, perhaps. Sirius Aegis, or some such. Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators, and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you had time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which protected Aziz's law firsthand, and I would be interested to hear how you think ours compares. I will come too if you don't mind. Though I am no Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. But of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yugiri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Where are the storms? Food! Lachman, Papanasi, Imam Bayildi, and ginger salad. We will cross the burn by Yol and Falcon as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. What are you looking at? Oh, your mount. Give the word when you're ready to take wing.
Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
Oh.
1,000 yards. 2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected. 4,000. 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us. Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
Yeah. He sees the masks. The Black Wolf, Gaia spawn Von Belsar. Black Wolf. I don't remember. You know what? That's funny. We never got to see Gaius von Belsar's face.
Aye. Gaius van Belsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished.
That's insane. So he lived. He has that third eye thing, but I confused like the Ascians with having the third eye, but I think that's just Garleans. That's insane after all this time.
Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Belsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible! There's no way you could have survived!
Well, to be fair, Alice, you weren't there.
Do you remember how it unfolded?
Yep, I remember.
How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
Such devastation.
My principal quarry was to be La Habrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion. But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the Black-Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the source. The first was La Habrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
We have files on La Habrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, We inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno C.A. Galvas.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
Huh. Yeah, we saw that guy before. Apparently he's supposed to be the grandfather of the Emperor.
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
I'm just surprised he lives.
I scorned those who place their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least. Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
My character's like, I don't fucking believe it. This story gets weirder and weirder all the time. Alphino is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. I've spoken with the physician. There's no outward signs of illness. Alphino is lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even in the lands of the Empire, we're not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, I'll say. I do. But Alphino is returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion, yours and your brother's both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made, and little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now that we know Siryu's wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements from Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who boast teleportation magics, the bulk of our force must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage, for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Aladenar Training Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in the happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aladenar friends will consent to any involvement in military operations, but I'm certain they will afford Alphino the berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a Kairouge accompany him every ilm of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Yugiri, I will go on ahead with our friends in Alamigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we'd hoped for. Lys and the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. Meanwhile, the back row's chemical plant. Are they trying to rebuild it, or is this something that the other guys missed?
Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
Gotcha.
See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing. A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect.
There's gotta be a way to kill this dude. Like, we've seen him die already, once. But he keeps coming back.
Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the founding father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey?
What a guy.
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Must leave now to convene with Eorzea's leaders. It'll be some time before I return to Doma. Hakuro, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamigo forthwith. I've just received word from Lys. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we're to report to resistance officers stationed in Porta Praetoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Here, I think we found the guide Lys mentioned. Ah, you must be the Scion party I was told to look out for. If you follow me, I'll take you directly to Alliance headquarters.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Here. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, where our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news,
So, Alphino won't wake up, Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right? Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
The Emperor himself. Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
Gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it.
I mean, I would do it, but I would just nod.
Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Uh-huh.
That's settled then. We don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Well, I don't suppose it's polite to keep an emperor waiting too long, shall we? Let's parley. Oh, we're all here? Shit. This man's shoulders are bigger than the chair.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Gallian Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance, I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons.
True.
1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers? I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alisaie says, We did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Every move he makes, it sounds like he's carrying luggage. Metal luggage. It's just like every time he gets up or sits down. Jesus. Get a load off. Whew. This is really not my forte. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do to not swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. Was just to ask myself what Alphino would have done. Tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. There's really no common ground to be found with that man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though, so why not try consulting our illustrious leaders? Mayhap they have some insight to share. I will say one thing for this Varys. He's well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast and its prey. A conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. Ha! You would have me ask the Emperor himself? Well, mayhaps there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. Well, have mercy. But for Lady Alisaie's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varys left us a great many options. His unconditional surrender Is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think? Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes, but having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly. He's building up to something, I know it. How then should we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say, Warrior of Light? You believe he's more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at his ease. Mayhap you are right. Thank you, Teha. I don't know if I'm right. I don't fucking know. It just makes sense that if we stay open and brutally honest, then he'll share more. Like, choosing not to talk about certain things isn't gonna help any. I feel like. This parley was never like to bring peace. but I had hoped to learn something of Emperor Varys' relationship with the Ascians. As had we all. Yet if he is in league with them, he is not like to volunteer the fact, and if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach that particular subject, we will need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man. If you would indulge me, Lord Hien. You received an imperial education, did you not? It is true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute. There is no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor else in the heavens, come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of his radiant's own person. I share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even as they denigrate the idea of faith, they revere their leader with a fervor others reserved for the divine. 'Tis a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us, logical on the surface perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varys to reveal something. Alice? I don't know. I don't fucking know, girl. You've spoken with everyone then. Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor, and hope we fare better at the second attempt.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
An apology to start.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons pose to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more. No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred. Why he wages war. Why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Gallian Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
Oh, he just straight up says it.
What?
Okay. Didn't expect that.
Yes. My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace? I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs.
Okay, but they're already meddling. You're not gonna get rid of them by joining into one race and then be like, oh, we don't need Ascians anymore. That's not how it works.
We would be the masters of our own fate.
I've seen that look before.
I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. Of the other worlds, your radiance. With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe.
We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
That's a bold strategy. A lot of supposing there, to be fair.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
Bro, listen. I'm a warrior of light. What do you want from me?
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
Also, your hat's stupid. Take it off.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages.
Again with the savages.
This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
Like, I don't think he knows what a savage is if he's just throwing that around, or his family's throwing that around. Oh boy, how do we cope? Hey, Pippin. Yeah, you'll be alright. You got your big sword. Came back to find Doma's advanced party ready and waiting for battle. So as worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, you did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. The face of war. See how this goes.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, At least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Dorma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Gallians come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands. Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Yeah. Let's do it. Wait, let me go to the bathroom first.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone.
That's not happening.
No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
Pretty sure we will. My character's like, wait, what does she mean by that? The Gimlet Dark. Okay. This looks like a proper war zone. Holy shit.
Forward! Forward!
Oh, we're fighting with the leaders. Nice.
Leave this to me.
What's that? Mark III-B Magitech Colossus. Interesting. Cerulean Vent. What's that? Again? Guy hits hard. He really likes his pizza wedges. Ooh. I'm trying to do some lame heals right now. Shit. that hurt. That hurt a lot. Okay. Teha, don't worry about pulls. Pull till next door with confidence. Girl, you know what? Let's see what happens. I'm gonna pull the ever-living fuck out of everything. Who are we fighting? Here? Alright, I guess we go this way. There's a lot of the gang here. Holy shit.
I shan't hold back!
Shit. Prometheus. Oh, we got a ring of fire here. What do we... The wall begins to tremble. We're supposed to get in out of the way of that. Yep, we're supposed to get out of the way of that. Oh, we're supposed to get out of the way of that. Oh. Oh no. I like this fight. This is a fun one. Keeps you on your toes. Unbreakable what now? Alright, he's gonna be digging again. So, go to the edge. Ugh. That was good. That was a lively one.
You underestimate me!
Oh, hi. More Colossus. Oh, Emmerich got a bit of that. And he in. Excuse you. More of this thing. Hey, Lee and Pip. Self-detonate. Uh-oh. No. You gotta die.
This day you die.
Oh, okay, Yugiri got it. I didn't even see it there. Savages bested our vanguard. Impressive. But in the end, they are only that, savages. Now let us be brief. His radiance awaits. Oh, I know what those X's do. I know what those do. Gonna have to, yeah, get out of each other's way with that one. Okay. Alright. Not bad. Oh, they're still alive. Oh, they're taking a... they're switching out. That's what they're doing. Ah, they slapped each other. It's like, hey, you're it now. That's cute. Still gonna die, though. Oh, not this again. That was a bad spot. Okay. We all know savages. Who are they who have witnessed this twice? What's that supposed to mean? Farewell, savages. Imperial authority, are they gonna self-destruct or something? Okay. Well, we did it. GG. We have served our purpose. Come, we shall withdraw for now.
There you are, and none the worse for wear.
Indeed. I had hoped we might do more to help, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
Don't get too cocky now. See? This is what happens when you get cocky, you get a migraine.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
Throw wide them gates. Keep saying that. But why? And now she's gone, yeah? That's it?
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
So the Garleans have been routed, have they? Well done. Though this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like it is not. They won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. Still, with your help, and that of our eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alice, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. My lord, the Chirurgeons have completed their examination of Mistress Alice, and it's as we feared. She's locked in a slumber without any outward cause. Nah. Just like the others? Damn it all. Aye, the Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated, with the enemy at our doorstep. Cannot spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. Best I can do is see to it that Alice is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. Am I gonna just find a row of bodies when I get back there? Yugiri and I would return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the Far East are under sail. And all must be made ready for their arrival. And I'll keep you then. Fist. Nodders. Judging by the Garleans' recent movements or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. We should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but you'd be no good to anyone without rest. Don't mind me just on your table. Yeah, well, Mistress Alice is not with us right now. Rio has left to rendezvous with Alliance forces. He means to serve in Thancred's stead in their infiltration missions. I don't recognize you, Clemens. Orca, sister, and I will take turns. Okay, maybe you did show up. Isildur has to be of some use in the future. He's been sitting down for like 2 expansions now. Ah, Teha, welcome home. Word has it you and Mistress Alisay gave the Garleans quite a thrashing. Speaking of whom, where is Mistress Alisay? Was certain she would have returned by now. By the 12, not her too. Orcher and I will ready the infirmary for her arrival. We will also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Coltonet, Kryel, and Master Matoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all is not lost. We're still hale and whole after all. Though I suspect you must be tired from your journey, you should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us, for the time being at least. Oh, that's 4.5. 5.5. I wish. Around the border about Maryland. Is this the fake prince? Yeah, it is. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Surprised I didn't get a title for that. Ah, Teha, yours is a welcome face indeed in these troubled times. Though if you've come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sisters, I'm afraid I have naught to report. Coltonet and the others continue their tireless search for answers, and I too have done all in my power to assist them, alas. My apologies for the intrusion. Was told Master Alphinaud had been brought here, and wished to see if his condition has improved. Master Teha, I've heard about the part you played in driving back the Empire's forces. Thank you. That you were able to stop them, if only for a short while, gives me hope. I realize how strange such words must sound coming from a Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of the love I bear for my homeland, because I wish to see an end to the bloodshed. That's why I chose to share all I knew with the Alliance, though I will surely be branded a traitor, and content to bear that ignominy. 'Twill seem a small price to pay if this helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. But enough of my prattling. The war is not what brought me all this way. I came to see Master Alphinaud. An acquaintance of Teha and Alphinaud, are you? Well, far be it from me to turn away good company. If you'll follow me, sir. When word reached me that Alphinaud had returned, it seemed only right that I visit him, poor lad. It pains me to see him thus, but I take solace in the knowledge that he's safe and well cared for. He fought valiantly at the burn. The popularis could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, You may be interested to know that I've traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. He awaits my return at North Silvertier, and I'm certain he would be glad to see you, assuming you can spare the time, that is. Ugh. Okay. I'm guessing it's, Baelsar. I don't know, we're about to find out. Wait, I just realized I've got mail. Poses a set of Leonhardt attire, brooding angst optional. Oh, this must be like the veteran rewards that you get for saying subscribe for a bit. I forget the amount of days that you have to be subscribed, but yeah, that's cool. I'll wear that later. I'll either wear it once and be like, eh, or I'll like it and wear it, but I like the getup I have now. I've got music, I forgot. Paul Most Murderous. Ah, there you are. I was beginning to think you would not come. I have come. Feels like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. Though I must confess, tracking down missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. As you may have surmised, I heard much of Master Garland growing up in Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been the source of inspiration for me. Most Garleans would say he's a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We of the Populares, however, consider him a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's dreams of subjugation, that his inventions might bring about a better future for all mankind. Please, revolutionary is a term best served for my work, but I'm an imperial defector. I am but an imperial defector who thought to aid another imperial defector. Whatever Master Garland says, I'm humbled to find myself in such distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Roban that you ran into an old friend in the burn. Is it true? Gaia still lives. Like most in the army, I never had the privilege of seeing the Legatus without his mask. To think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Asians, did he? After his humbling at the Praetorium, one would think he'd have the good sense to stay dead. Dude, I've killed him so many times for this Moogle event, you have no idea. I'm still killing him in the Praetorium. Should we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Alden also spoke of the Alliance's meeting with the Emperor, though I still labor to believe what he told us. Did his Radiance really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Asians? But that is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it, and yet I see there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to a lie. The Asians must be stopped, to save my people, to save all peoples. For all the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But that is in the past. Here in the present, we must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. The Ironworks will spare no effort to achieve that end. Seryu's wall was a good start, but we can do more, and we will. We'll show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from for the Warrior of Light. Commander Alden requests your presence at Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. We will discuss matters of strategy at your earliest convenience. Ah yes, and the inevitable messenger. I knew it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. It's every time we have a calm, there's a guy running toward us. No, wait, there's something to do. Time no doubt being of the essence, would attempt you to ride aboard the Excelsior. There's a faster way to row on side. We'll personally apologize to the commander for keeping him waiting. I swear, every time you board my airship, you seem to be barreling headlong into danger, and every time you somehow contrive to emerge victorious, which of course is an admirable skill. But no one is invincible, Teja, not even you. So please, take care of yourself out there. I pray you remain safe on the front lines. Though ill-equipped to join the fray, I shall do all I can to assist from headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, eh? A requiem for heroes. Commander Alden is waiting, sir. It would be best if we proceeded to Alliance headquarters at once. You ready? You're here. Good. I summoned you to discuss strategy, but first I would apprise you of the Garlean's movements. Upon speaking with Roban, several fucking cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside sufficient time and popcorn to view these scenes in their entirety. Okay. I know what I was getting into.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald. In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east!
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos. Lord Heian and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight? Much obliged. Given the choice, I'd take you over 100 soldiers.
You're too kind. But I'd rather not.
Why won't they open? Please. I bid you open.
What's wrong? Is it the voice again?
Yeah, it's the migraine is what it is.
Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this?
Having a history with migraines, I know exactly what the Scions are feeling.
May Ralga grant us strength.
Final MSQ. I'm nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Give 'em hell, lad. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
I don't like that it keeps happening at the worst times too. Meanwhile, on the border around Migo. Alright, where am I? Am I with them or am I trying to catch up? Never mind, I'm just here now. Executes following weapon skills in succession. If any of the weapons... Wait, if any of the weapon skills are not ready, the combo will start again. I gotta remember that. Alright.
Ready?
Warrior of Light has left Alliance headquarters? Okay. Hold your ground until I arrive, okay. So I gotta hold out. Hang on.
This one's for you, Ida.
Shit. Thank you for the heals, Yugiri. Warrior of Light is still nowhere in sight. Don't worry about it. Just survive. What's this about?
Here it comes.
Was she sacrificing herself?
The weave of a shinobi's power. The art of my forebears.
Oh my god, that was badass. We get in there. That move Yugiri did was insane. Okay, we held out. Goodness.
You get it!
Damn you!
Punch the hell out of his mask, at least.
Magic with a Garlean body. That's hardly fair. Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Bringer of light. It has been too long. No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored. And only your death will redress the balance.
Alright, what? In the coming battle, you'll fight as Teja. Yeah, I know. So those are just gonna keep happening, I guess. Or not. But her blessing will avail you not. Alright, what else you got? You're growing so powerful in the gift. Oh, he's gonna do this phase again, right? Well, you're almost dead, dude, so... What you get for being an imposter? Let's see what happens.
Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Please, I beseech you.
Dude, not now. Are you serious? Fuck off.
Someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
At last, I found you.
Ooh.
Please, there's no cause for alarm.
Enigmatic figure.
Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength. I'm afraid such questions will have to wait. We have precious little time, and your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates. And the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
So what, did I get sliced, or did he teleport me, or? I thought for a second that was Hornaror.
You're awake. Thank heavens. Do you recall the confrontation with Xenos? You were the first to come to the aid of Mistress Lys and the others on the front line. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow.
Uh-huh.
Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont.
Hey, Estinian.
Estinian never was one for emotional farewells.
Where's he been?
Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times. Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you.
That could be a number of places.
Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
Sounds good. Well, this is a most unexpected surprise. Thought you've confined to bed. Poiton. When I heard that you had collapsed on the field of battle, I confessed I feared the worst. But with you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. As long as we have you, Master Lemmy, history suggests that we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you'd be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt even here in Ishgard. In anticipation of a need for reinforcements, our toy rail will soon be departing for the front lines with a contingent of our finest knights. I would advise you to stay until your strength has returned, but I know it would be an exercise in futility. Indeed. I suspect you have already decided on your next destination. Dark days lie ahead, of that I have no doubt. But the light of hope shall ever guide our steps, so long as we have the will to press onward. And press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. Now away with you. I dare not keep you any longer. I guess home is more donuts. That could have been here, it could have been the Waking Sands. For me, it could have been Ul'dah, really. Tataru's back. Duh. Don't you cry on me. It's gonna get me emotional.
By the 12! I don't believe it! I rushed back as soon as I could.
Just pet her, for fuck's sake.
I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapsed like the others. What in heaven's name is going on? Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him! Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Y'shtola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize. You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me?
Alright, you've
So
convinced
if you must
me.
leave, go and find the others. Bring them home.
My character needs to pet her. Seriously.
As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
That was a weird bit of dialogue. I thought someone else was talking. Meanwhile, they're Parabalas.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. He will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril.
Oh, exposed.
This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
Okay, so that's a yes? Poor scientist is waiting behind him for an answer. So I must know before we get started. Alright, there's Stormblood. That's all of it. That is beautiful artwork of Lise. This artwork is fantastic. Hey, there's my boy. That's cute. This fucker. I'm so glad he's dead. The fact that the guy on the left with the glasses ended up rebelling is interesting. I will say this theme right here is probably top 3 in the entire thing. It really feels like a proper national anthem. Makes you want to start some shit and and go into battle. This guy, I still can't believe this is fucking Baelsar. That got me off guard. I don't know how I feel about this guy yet. It's weird that he's just around pestering the Emperor. I knew you'd be alright. And to celebrate your return, I made you this, a brand new traveling outfit. Oh, I do hope it fits. But now is not the time to fuss over your measurements. I must go and speak with the researchers at St. Coinox Find. You go and rest while we track down the beacon. Who be this? Who you is? Oh wait, I remember this guy.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Bloody savages!
Never stood a chance.
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. In fields of tranquil light, sow you seeds of darkness. One song.